Academy of Art University's KART News is next. Coming up, gay marriage is underway in the Northwest as the rest of the country worries about what the Supreme Court will decide.
Holiday shoppers who donate to those Salvation Army red kettles may be surprised to learn what some officials in the organization are saying about gays.
Coffee and tea drinkers, pay attention. A report on which beverage is better for your health.
And if you're thinking of a green Christmas, a look at plastic versus real Christmas trees. Those stories and more coming up on KART News. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at KART News. I'm Gretchen Burley.
And I'm Todd Anthony. Here's what we're working on tonight. Men and women of all sexual orientations are celebrating the most exciting news to happen in the LGBT community this week. Just this past Sunday, the approval of gay marriages took effect in the state of Washington. In Seattle, over 130 same-sex couples crowded City Hall to celebrate a day of wedding ceremonies. While numerous weddings took place all over the state, the gathering at City Hall was the largest and most celebrated event that day. This comes after Washington state voted to allow same-sex marriages in November. However, the concern over the nationwide fate of same-sex marriages is putting a damper on those celebrations. The U.S. Supreme Court announced late last week that it would take up the cases of same-sex marriage next year. Its decision could be the last word on the rights of gays to marry legally in this country.
An anti-gay stance continues to cause problems for the Salvation Army this holiday season. With its roots based in Christian philosophy, the organization does not condone homosexuality. KART News reporter Layla Brockovich has more on the story.
There's been quite some attention drawn to the Salvation Army lately. All of this because of their opinion on gays and bisexuals. When an Australian journalist interviewed the Salvation Army, the response was shocking for many. This is the response that he got. Well, that's part of our belief system. Well, this is the holiday when we spend most money. Some of us don't even have a place to live. Many are getting upset with the Salvation Army during this time. They say, when it comes to helping others, it shouldn't matter if you're gay or not.
Considering the fact that Salvation Army is an organization that is supposed to help people, I think it really goes against their own values and mission.
I tried to speak with the organization without any luck. However, I got to meet Michelle Wright to hear about LGBT's opinion on this.
I think that there are people that are already kind of taking action at more grassroots organizations that they do cutouts that say like, hey, don't support the Salvation Army, know where your money is going, and then they put them in the little basket. So instead of putting money in there, they'll cut out like 50 of those, and every time they see someone, they'll put it in, because sometimes volunteers don't know that they're discriminating against sexual orientation or gender identity.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You're not loving people, you're not sharing, and you're not really going out for what the mission is that they're trying to do, which is help people.
Even Target, just probably a couple years ago, they were giving money to fund an anti-gay legislation, but they were made aware. They have a ton of gay employees.
Because it doesn't really matter what orientation, what sexual orientation you have, what race you are, what gender you are. I mean, we're all people, so we're all supposed to be helping each other, and especially when you're something as big as Salvation Army.
LGBT in San Francisco are hoping to get this issue sold out soon. In San Francisco, I'm Layla Brockovich for Academy of Art University's KART News.
You can voice your opinion by writing on Salvation Army's Twitter @SalvationArmyUS.
San Francisco is no longer the naked city. Nudists in the Castro district have long maintained their right to be naked, but in a 6-5 vote by the Board of Supervisors, the nudists lost their battle at City Hall last week, prompting several to disrobe. The nudists have also sued the city over the ban. Now the lawsuit heads to a judge who will consider whether or not to block the new law. Mayor Ed Lee has already expressed his support for the ban.
But right around the time that I took office, this started, where it was this everyday group of people. And it just, in a way, it took the very tolerant and open atmosphere of San Francisco and Castro in particular, and in my view, and a lot of people who abuse that, say, we know that you're tolerant and full of nudity, so we're just going to be naked here every day, almost 365 days a year. And so I really resisted calls to do this legislation for almost 2 years, and it got to a breaking point.
Supervisor Scott Weiner has taken some cheers and jeers from the citizens in his district, but he stands by his decision to place the ban on public nudity. I spoke to one of the most prominent members of the nudist community, and she gave me a different perspective on the lawsuit and its purpose.
This is Gypsy Tao. She's a well-known nudist speaking before the Board of Supervisors in City Hall when this happened. Needless to say, she's very passionate about what she believes in.
I think that it's very important. It's part of our nature. It's part of the life force itself. Sexuality is a life force.
Gypsy is one of many nudists who disrobed at City Hall when the nudity ban was passed. Now a group of nudists are getting together to sue the city of San Francisco, claiming that the nudity ban violates their First Amendment rights.
The lawsuit is based on 3 different things. And one of them is the violation of state law, where it goes against the state law of California, where the state law of California does not criminalize non-sexual nudity. So it's not a crime at all to be nude, according to the state law. And then 2 other counts are 2 different amendments. The First Amendment, which is the Free Speech Amendment, and the Equal Rights Protection Amendment, which is 14th Amendment.
In addition to making those 3 points, she also has some strong words for Scott Weiner.
Weiner is a representative of that fascist corporate world, the elite that is trying to turn our city into, as someone said, into a suburb for the high-tech industry in the South Bay, which actually makes a lot of sense. I think that would be ideal for them. Take the people who make the most money, who can pay the highest rent, give them what they want, and turn the city into this faceless, soulless place where they can have their, material possessions and no homeless people and nothing interesting going on because someone might complain. So.
In San Francisco, Todd Anthony for the Academy of Art University's KART News.
The lawsuit is expected to go before a judge on January 17th. If the judge dismisses the case, the new law will take effect on February 1st.
San Francisco health officials are warning gay men who plan to travel to New York City anytime soon to be vaccinated against meningitis. In the past year, New York has had 12 cases of meningococcal disease, a severe bacterial infection that affects the tissue surrounding the brain and spinal cord, 3 of which have been diagnosed in the last 6 weeks. New York officials said previously that only men with HIV were at risk of contracting the disease, but the new warning now includes all gay men. Although San Francisco has not experienced any increase in cases, public health officials said that they want San Francisco residents to be aware of the outbreak.
It's been a month since the death of brutally beaten Giants fan Sean Moffitt. He was out celebrating the night the Giants won the World Series when he was attacked by a group of men in the Haight District. With possible witnesses and surveillance video footage, his family is offering a $25,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest of those responsible. Moffitt was only 37 years old and died from head trauma. Meanwhile, police are still trying to determine his exact cause of death.
Crime continues to be a major issue in the city of Oakland. Early on in her term, Mayor Jean Quan introduced the concept of 100 blocks, a plan to aggressively tackle crime in what she called the 100 worst blocks in the cities. But as KART News reporter Eileen Level found out, the plan doesn't seem to be working and residents are getting impatient.
It was the 100 block plan. I watched the news 2 nights ago. 100 people dead. How can you clean up 100 blocks and 30 minutes later 2 other people get shot? Now we at 102. It don't make sense. The 100 block plan's not working.
Mayor Jean Quan has been quoted as saying that 90% of crime in Oakland occurs in 100 blocks. In an effort to change this, she initiated the 100 Blocks Plan, which provides an increase in law enforcement and social programming. However, when violence continued rising within these blocks, Oakland's faith in it quickly dissipated.
It's really bad. We're losing young people who are supposed to be the future, and people who are not even making it to 18 anymore. Some people are not even making it to 15. Like my cousin was just murdered a couple months ago. He was 15 years old, and it's really bad. There's not going to be a future if we don't stop this.
Ironically, both police officers and residents of Oakland that I've spoken to can agree on one thing. They feel like the 100 Blocks Plan does not work.
I actually met a principal of a former high school, and she said that she kept a black blazer in her trunk because she had been to a funeral every day for 2 months from students that had went to her high school. It's
at least 30 days in a month. That's too many homicides. That's way too many people getting killed. So, I mean, she can try, the mayor can try to clean it up, but I don't think she really knows what's going on.
I contacted the mayor's senior public safety advisor, Reagan Henderson, but she has not returned my call.
We struggle, and we don't have nobody to show us the right way. So it's like, if we had the right leadership to come in here and show us something new, a new way of living and the correct way, so we can function like regular cities and be peaceful, then everything would be better.
Sergeant Barry Dolan was quoted as saying this past week in the Examiner that from his perspective, there's no leadership. We just amble from crisis to crisis. Unfortunately, however, if crime continues to increase in these communities under this new plan, the Department of Oakland can expect to receive a lot of backlash. In downtown Oakland, I'm Eileen Lovell reporting for the Academy of Art, KART News.
A warning for new parents: some products you may be using have been tested for results that are positive for a chemical known to cause cancer. The chemical was banned more than 3 decades ago, but is turning up in baby products nationwide. The Center for Environmental Health has found that baby products at Walmart, Target, and Babies R Us. 16 of the products were tested and identified with tris, a chemical linked to genetic mutations.
Your daily dose of caffeine may do more than make your morning a little easier to get through. KART reporter Haley Youngblood has more details.
You wake up. You get your boost from drinking coffee, but you still feel tired. Some people prefer to drink coffee and others prefer to drink tea. They're different, but they share a few health benefits. Both drinks give an energy boost, and they both help lose weight. According to Poliquin.com in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition Review, if you drink 3 cups of coffee a day, you will lose up to 5 pounds. And if you drink tea daily, you will lose an inch off your waist in 12 weeks.
And then it wakes me up, so that's why one of the reasons I drink, is otherwise I'll fully sleep whole day. So that's why I prefer coffee.
I just don't want to be not addicted but dependent on coffee in the morning. Like, I see people drinking cups and cups and cups of coffee, and that's the only way they can function or even wake up.
So what's the difference between the two, and which one is healthier? Well, coffee can improve your cholesterol and can lower heart disease. Tea helps calm your nerves. In a recent study, drinking jasmine or lavender tea decreases your heart rate just by smelling it. Health experts say that tea is a healthier choice, especially green tea.
So green tea has a really high quantity of polyphenols in it, which are known to fight free radicals in the body. So green tea is one of the only things that we have found that help fight cancer, for example. And in general, it just really breeds a healthy body and lifestyle.
In San Francisco, I'm Haley Youngblood for Academy of Art University, KART News.
As a reminder, you may lose weight on a diet consisting solely of coffee or tea. It is not recommended as it may harm your health. For more information and tips, visit empowerednutrition.com.
Now over to Jenna Allen with the latest on what's happening on campus.
Welcome back to tonight's Campus Live. To start, the Academy of Art Athletics' most winning team with a 7-2 winning record are still on a roll. The Lady Urban Knight basketball team is rocking it this season. Take a look at our freshman Jasmine Gwynn as she dominates on the court. Best of luck to both the men and women basketball as they take on the rest of their season. Speaking of season, it's that time of the year. The Urban Knight Arts Cafe is showing the film Scrooged. Here's a sneak peek.
You can't show that commercial. That thing looked like the Manson family Christmas special.
Think I'm way off base?
Yes, you're a tad off base, sir.
Frank Cross is more than the youngest network president in television history.
Watch out.
He's a thoughtful boss.
Thanks, boys. Get the nurse.
A generous brother.
What did he give you last year?
I don't remember. A shower curtain. Ma'am, I think you dropped something here.
And a true humanitarian.
I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy. We've tried crazy glue.
Have you tried Staples?
But his life is about to change.
Woo-wee! That was a good one.
You are going to be visited by 3 ghosts tomorrow at noon.
God, tomorrow's bad for me, Lou. As a matter of fact, the whole rest of the week is a washout. Ow.
Anyone who thinks he hates Christmas is wrong.
Come back to Jersey, you moron!
It's ghosts he hates. Bill Murray. Karen Allen.
It sounded like you'd seen a ghost.
See Bill Murray get Scrooged.
You can drop by the Art Cafe at 655 Sutter Street on Wednesday the 19th at either 3 p.m. or 9 p.m. to get into some of that holiday spirit. If finals are stressing you out, here are a few tips to help you get through the tough time. To start, make a list and check it twice. It will help you stay organized and on track with no room for forgetting any projects. Next, you'll need some sleep. So even though you feel like you need to pull the all-nighters, sleep is a necessity. So make sure you get a little shut-eye. Last but not least, celebrate. When you accomplish the task, take the moment and do something nice for yourself. Something simple, something that will put a smile on your face. Those are just a few ideas to help you through your finals. Now that we're ending this year, we have to get ready for the next. Spring registration has arrived. Make sure you are getting in to see your advisors to get all the classes you need lined up. The first day of spring semester will begin February 4th. Now that you've registered for your classes right before the holidays, you might be tight on money. Sophie Gallegos has some great tips on how to make the holiday gift on a budget.
It's the season of giving, and while I prefer to receive, sometimes shopping can be hard on a budget. Here are some ideas that will be easy on your wallet.
You'll need basic craft items such as Mod Podge and paintbrushes, assorted ribbon, Epsom salt, glitter, inexpensive Christmas ornaments, inexpensive wine glasses, and mason jars. For your mason jar, apply about 1 inch in height of Mod Podge on the bottom of the jar. Next, sprinkle with glitter. Repeat on the top portion with a different color of glitter and let dry.
After your mason jar has dried, you can then decorate it with a big, thick ribbon and a small ribbon on top tied in a bow, and then place a candle in it. And that's a really simple candle holder idea for you.
Next, apply Mod Podge on a Christmas ornament. Cover in Epsom salt to give a snow-kissed effect. Same step for your wine glasses, but apply only to the glass stem.
If you're treating your friends to a bottle of wine, you can wrap it in something found at a little craft store or Ross or TJ Maxx. It's really easy and pretty inexpensive. Or you can get kind of creative and make your own. I made one with a leg warmer over the knee, and all you do is wrap it around the bottle and then put a ribbon on top. Makes it really cute and really inexpensive too.
And those are some easy holiday crafts. Enjoy!
That's it for tonight. Have a safe and happy holiday break. Back to you, Todd.
As a student, we all know how hard it is to make a dollar stretch. KART reporter Taylor Seifert gives us tips on how to substitute expensive items and other ways to save.
Some students at the Academy of Art are spending a fortune on tuition and housing and are looking for ways to save. For starters, students can save money on their school books and supplies by looking for used and previously owned online and at a bookstore. Also, don't forget you can trade in your old school books for cash and credit. Utilize your free resources like the school library. When shopping for things like cosmetics and toiletries, try going for sale items, value packs, and store brands over name brands. This way you can get more for less. Also, don't overuse. Try and make it last.
Being a student, it sucks because you really got to watch your money, you got to budget. So, you know, a couple of things that I do to save my money, I dry off my razor blades so they last longer. I also eat a lot of top ramen and peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That's a good way to save money instead of going out to eat every night.
If you're a student with the meal plan, use it. This way you don't have to worry about spending your money on food. For those who don't, be smart when buying food. Go to supermarkets like Safeway and Target, where food is cheaper and they have way better deals. Also, set a budget and stick with it. Don't be shy to use coupons. For students who eat out, look for places that offer a student discount. Use Groupon and Living Social for restaurant deals. Try and bring home leftovers for a second meal.
Well, being a student athlete, I mean, you know, you can't really get a job, so you gotta manage your money and your time pretty well. So, like, what I personally like to do is I just normally check my balance, make sure I'm in the right. I mean, you can't have negatives on your bank account or else you'll be in the negatives and that'll affect your credit. So, I mean, I just, you know, watch what I'm spending. I check my account every day and see if I'm all right with something.
For transportation, try to take advantage of the free courtesy shuttles over using union cabs as much as you possibly can. Saving for college students may seem a lot harder than it actually is. If you follow these tips and do your research, your pocket might be a little bit thicker. I'm Taylor Stephen with KART News in downtown San Francisco.
After 144 years of using the same logo, the University of California decided to go for a new look. The new logo was designed by an in-house team as part of an attempt to create a new image for the 10 campuses and universities around the state of California. The redesigned logo is a new seal with a simple and modern design.
As local crab season approaches, crab fishermen's boats are inactive until they settle on a price. The overabundance of Dungeness after Thanksgiving has buyers lower their prices from $3 per pound to $1.80 per pound.
Several lawsuits that deal with spam through email are filed against Google, and the company is now facing another one. A Philadelphia woman is suing Google for attaching her emails with content-related ads. Google argues that selling advertisement is part of a business that other companies do it as well. That is permitted by the law. The Philadelphia plaintiff says she never signed the company's acceptance policy and filed a federal lawsuit.
You may think that picking out a Christmas tree is just a choice of personal style, but there are a lot more factors that you might want to consider this year. Desiree Patterson has the story.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and what would Christmas be without the joy of a Christmas tree? It's no secret that Christmas trees have come a long way, from festive furs to pre-lit plastics. While you may not put a lot of thought into where your tree comes from and how it's made, the choice between authentic and artificial is actually very important.
Artificial trees are, of course, made of plastic, so you can't recycle them. These trees are grown specifically as Christmas trees. And then we plant multiple species of trees, so you don't have a monoculture. You know, you have a little bit of diversity that goes in through there, and then over time those trees which aren't harvested wind up being left for timber.
When it comes to longevity, plastic trees are the way to go. And by longevity, I mean that these trees are not biodegradable. The good news is that they are affordable, decorative, and will last every Christmas long.
I like plastic trees better because they last longer. There's not the big mess to clean up. I also like them because they're lightweight. You don't really have to go search for the perfect tree. Yeah, there's all kinds of good things about them. The fact that it's not biodegradable, yeah, it sucks, but it's nice to know that I can have a tree that I can keep for a long time. I don't really plan on ever getting rid of it, so that kind of comes in handy.
So what's the final verdict? Real trees top U.S. sales by a whopping 63%. When picking out a tree, pulling on the branches can let you know whether or not it's good quality. If when you pull and no leaves come off, then you know you found a good tree. If you've yet to purchase your Christmas tree, consider rocking around a real one this time around. In San Francisco, I'm Desiree Patterson for Academy of Art University's KART News.
Now with shocking celebrity news and a look at upcoming movies, here's Desiree Patterson with entertainment.
Thanks, Todd. Oh, Miley Cyrus, what have you done this time? The 20-year-old who we all watched grow up way too fast has made yet another scandalous move. At a concert in Hollywood last Saturday, Miley graced, or disgraced, the stage wearing a belly-bearing top that also revealed lots of cleavage. That's not all. Performing on stage with her was a topless dancer getting frisky on a stripper pole. I'm sure Miley's fiancé loved that performance. Moving on to even more upsetting news, self-made bombshell Kim Kardashian had to say goodbye to her kitten Mercy last Friday. Only 4 months old, Mercy was put down after being diagnosed with a fatal cancer-like virus. Kim posted to her blog that her heart is completely broken and that Mercy was a gentle and loving kitten. Kim, we send you our best wishes. Now for some exciting movie trailers. In theaters tomorrow is the long-awaited film The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. The movie follows the main character Bilbo Baggins, who is swept into an epic quest that is sure to keep audiences entertained. Take a look.
I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
The misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old.
So, this is the Hobbit. I cannot guarantee his safety. Understood. Home is now behind you. The world is ahead.
The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Rated PG-13 in Real D 3D and IMAX 3D December 14th.
While we're on the topic of movies, Twilight star Kristen Stewart is breaking away from the vampire drama genre to attempt a comedy alongside Ben Affleck. This should be interesting. Stewart told the Huffington Post that she's excited for the new project and that shooting begins in April. I must admit, I'm pretty excited myself. Well, that's all the time we have for entertainment tonight. Thanks for watching, and back to you, Gretchen.
Christmas is coming. What could be more important than getting home for the holidays or getting away from home to party? From December 12th to the 19th, you can buy a bus ticket to LA and Vegas with only $1. The Mega Bus Express Bus Company is doing the $1 promotion to celebrate their new service in California and Nevada. Customers are encouraged to book early to secure $1 fares. Where to get the best Christmas gift? Why not some books? San Francisco Chronicle Books Warehouse is offering 80% off on all items this weekend. Choose from cookbooks, children's books, lifestyle books, and much more.
The next time you're in Union Square, there's a new stop option for you. San Francisco History Museum is now open and anyone can stop by for seating information. The 22-room, 6,000 square foot museum includes items from the Barbary Coast to the Gold Rush era. Now you don't even need to take a ferry to Alcatraz or go back to the 60s to hang with the hippies. The museum has it all.
That's it for this edition of Academy of Art University's KART News. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. I'm Gretchen Burley.
And I'm Todd Anthony. Have a great evening and see you back tomorrow.